to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I just thought I have a new subscriber. Is it Ami Vlogs or Mami Vlogs? Something like that. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I want to introduce a segment called Monday Faith Bites. Yeah, Faith Bites. So I'll tell my story about Christianity, how I have been through my Christianity journey, and then how my faith, this Christianity and then faith journey somewhere started. So, welcome, subscribe, and listen. And tell your friends to subscribe anyway. Yeah. So, I was born a Christian. In short, is it that? Oh no, I was born and then introduced to church by my mom. In our family, my mom goes to church, so and my dad doesn't. So she has introduced me and my siblings to church. Yep. So we went to church. We went through the processes of church. I have been to African Inland Church since birth. Yeah. And then there are processes there like being placed hands on, being prayed for as a baby at that one. And then yeah, I went like that. And then of course through my primary years I'll go to church, Sunday school, and then I was given a certificate for staying in Sunday school. And then I went to high school, and then came the weekend challenge. And guess who decided to get born again during the weekend challenge? Me. But you know that there's this thing about being born again in groups. So I was born again, but it's the one that people are born again, and then you were asked, were you afraid to get born again? Will you accept? And then you accept. So I accepted. But after that, you're supposed to go to a church, announce to your church where you've come from, and announce you've gotten born again, so that you can now start that journey in that church and then get baptism. I never did that. I don't know why, but maybe I was afraid, or maybe I thought my form of was it. And then the process of our church, the process of baptism is long. So you know, I'm in high school, closing days are short, so you have to read books, attend specific classes, and then there's an exam and then baptism. That's a long process for the short breaks that we are all at home. So I saw it as a hard thing to do, and as if my baptism will delay, so I never got baptized. So I finished high school, never said I was born again in church, went to college and did not find an AIC church around our college, so I decided to go to Full Gospel. Went to Full Gospel, never said also that I was born again. And then now you know I've never been baptized from the time I said I am born again. So, until today, never as in gone to a church, said I am born again, and then that process for baptism I've never. So when I took myself to Full Gospel, yeah, I had been a good follower for that in that church. Was happy about it. It was a good place. It had some growth in me. And then I moved back home, so I'm still going to AIC. And I've never even seen it. Right now, I've been home for some months. So if I wanted to announce to the church that I was born again, or 10 received Christ, but say I had received Christ, as introduce myself, see the process, and then get to, I've never. So that's so let me now tell you my process of it, and then the reason why I've never, from a point where the reason, as in the reason why I've never went to introduce myself to our church to say I'm born again, to have baptism. So after after finishing college, I came home and then went back during the time for let me tell you first, through the process, it does not mean I never knew, like I knew I was born again. I never refused to say I was born again. And then in this journey of being born again, you need to ask questions to people who know. You know, if you're born as a Christian, you think like you don't know the process like really. So you have to ask questions to the people who have been there. If you don't know, like as a young one. So after I was born again, I thought, oh, so someone can take the sacrament. And I took sometimes in our high school. Hey, my guys. And then I asked my mom if it was okay, and she was it's not okay. So I need to ask for forgiveness about that. So and then tell me in the comment section, if you are born again and not baptized, are you supposed to take the sacrament? Because according to the pastor who used to come to church, they used to say if you are born again, you can take the sacrament. And I was born again, and that's what I was telling you. I have never like fallen back to like kurudi nyuma, fallen back at I stopped being a follower. So that's why I believe until today I'm still born again. Not, even if I've never said to a people, I've never gone and said I am born again in a church. So in college, I was not a fan of partying much, but does not mean that there's no difference of pride, boasting, partying like that. As in, they are all sins. So you can be a person who does not party, but you're boastful. You have some small sins somewhere there. So, but if you're a Christian, please try not to be a lukewarm one in faith. You can be a Christian, but you're not in faith. But if you start the faith journey, please stop being a lukewarm Christian, my dears. So I after now I was saying, when before graduation I started now being in it seriously, but somewhere in between the way in college, there's a time I did not have a phone. This thing will make me, when I did not have a phone, I used to read the Bible. I used to go to church activities, carried my Bible, wrote the sermons. But then I stopped when I got a phone. So this is one of the distractions that I have. And then I went, so now this time for graduation, I started my faith journey, a serious one. I stopped listening to music, this funny music, the music that does not please the Lord, even my phone. But it took me some time, and it's still a journey, because I was a fan of hip hop. I was not a fan of bongo, so that has never bothered me. Hip hop, which is the worst. I'll tell you that's the worst kind of music. If you have listened to most of the hip hops, the secular hip hops, you'll know Akina, the Cardi B's, the Travis Scott, all those. I used to listen to them, the Drakes, and I had a lot of them on my phone, and I stopped listening to them, but I did not move on from my phone. Denial. I've never been a fan of skimpy dressing. I'm this brown. Tell me a short dress, I see as if somebody would see me from a mile away. Never been a fan of short dresses. Doesn't mean I've not worn. I had one or two, but I never loved them. I'm a goer of church. I've been going to church regularly, whether I move from our parents' house, whether everywhere I go to church. I've never been a fan of singing at home on Sunday. It's not a fun thing to do. I see it as an awkward thing to do, because I think whatever you're taught as a child still remains, not unless, because it remains in your head. And I know there are people who are older, and I know you were taught how to go to church when you were younger, and you don't go, but it still lingers in your mind that I should go to church. So something you were taught from a younger age still grows with you till you are an adult. So I was going to church wherever I go, and my first fasting was 10. First fasting, which I did like for from morning till 2. Like it was, I think, like 7 hours. I don't remember, but I made sure I never ate or drank water, and my main purpose was to pray and read the Bible. Not the one that you are doing your regularly activities that you don't eat. That one was specifically reading the Bible from morning, and then I had written an itinerary of what I'm supposed to do. So like a Thanksgiving, reading Bible verses for Thanksgiving. I did my first fasting. Guys, have I ever fasted again? Like that one for a full time praying and reading the Bible without nothing? I have not. And I used to think I can't do fasting. I love food. I used to love food, but right now not. I do intermittent fasting, but like not like that. For intermittent fasting, I just decided to eat one meal during the day and then the supper one, or my lunch during at 6, so that I don't eat supper. So I eat tano and then at night. So that's it. That's out of even the subject. But that was my first fasting during that time. And it was not that I needed something, because I was not reading. I was waiting for graduation. I had passed everything, so it's not that I needed the graduation that I was praying for it. That was just a part of something I was trying to practice in faith, just for my own, to grow in the spirit. And then I moved back home, and I was not a reader of the Bible. I used to pray a lot. I pray a lot. I'm not the one that you need to know I'm praying. I can pray when washing dishes. I can pray when walking. I can pray like that. But I was not that consistent. At night, I would go use my phone and then forget. I would sleep when using the phone. So but when I came back home, I decided to be reading my Bible seriously, not the one for one verse and then like popular verses you've been given to you day one, read this Bible verse, day two, read this Bible verse. I decided to actively read the Bible, where you take a full chapter and read like a full Bible verse, like Proverbs, a full like book. Is it a book? Or then like I decided to read Proverbs or Hebrews. So I read the full chapters of Proverbs during some course of days, like read 1 or 2 chapters each evening. So that's what I do until now. I active and it's a good start, because it has helped. I know some things, but I'm not the one like would sit and tell you in this place and this. I would like to get there, but I can tell you I've read something from there, but not the specific place and what I got from it. So I've read probably 4 books, because I've done Proverbs. I'm in Hebrews right now. I've done Ecclesiastes, some Romans, and then I'm in Hebrews. I think I've done Ephesians also. Have I? I don't know. But I have learned some few things from it. Yep. And then I've learned to be I'm one of the people that have learned something, like to be patient. It's still coming in. I know I might, so some people might sound boastful or prideful because I never talk much. I don't know if it's one of my things, so I don't know if I should change it, because I've lived with people and they've told me that they think niko na maringo like that, and then when they talk to me they realize it's because they were not talking to me, but when they talk to me they realize I did not have that pride. So I don't know if it's one of my quality or if it's what people think, because you just don't associate with people that much. If I don't know you, I won't talk to you, not unless we know each other properly. Then you'll see like the another side of me. That's something, yeah. So That right now, let me tell you. So you had I had stopped listening to secular music. I stopped listening, and I was a fan of radio, like Hot 96, Millennium, and I used to know every other show and NRG, but they played those songs. So I had to stop listening to them. Right now, I listen to Trinity, I listen to Hope FM, I listen to MBCI FM, because you have to stop the music. If you stop it somewhere, you have to stop it all the way. You know how I was a fan of Chris Brown. When you would know how I was a fan of Cardi B, but I had to drop those things. It has been hard, but now you remember I stopped listening, but I never removed them from my phone. It came to a point I removed them now from my phone. Literally, my playlist is gospel playlist right now. Yep, it's still a journey. The Bible teaches you a lot, and then that's my journey. I'm still moving on, and then I've come to discover I don't like I don't do short dresses, but they're the ones that get to the knees, but they are not like the kneecap somewhere like here. But now I'm not a fan of them. I don't know why I'm liking longer dresses, but I don't have money to buy. So when my money find you, I'm buying long dresses. I don't know, the comfortability, not thinking about pulling, because if they get to the knee and you are a bit weak, they still ride up. So now I'm a fan of longer dresses. I want the ones that get to the knee. My sister, when they find them, you never see me with, like, you can find me with, mostly when going to church, I want the long ones. Other things that have stopped, movies and the kind, I was a reader of books. You saw those dark romance ones, those dark romance that they have, them, those that read books. I had to stop reading those ones. What else? And some of the movies that I used to watch, but I've never been a fan of scary ones. Not that they scare me, because they don't scare me, but I'm not find myself looking for a scary movie. More like a reality show. I do more reality shows than scary movies or whatever. I can do detective, so I've never been a fan of scary movies as such. Yeah, that's my story. No, I was going to tell you the reason why I've not gone to a church. I think I'm in a journey of discovery. And we were taught this by our pastor yesterday. There's a difference of being born again and then getting baptized. Because if you're from the village, if you're taken to church, you can just get into the routine of people are being born again, get born again, get baptized. But it's because it's a routine, so it's not, you don't carry it. And then that pastor said, it does not mean if you are born again and you are baptized, you'll go to heaven. So I have taken it as my part of the journey to know why I was born again, the process of faith. Before I get baptized, I'm getting baptized for the right reason. I am saying I'm born again for the right reason, not because it's a routine, it's a requirement like that. Like I would say, like in those weekend challenges, they ask who is getting born again. If one lifts the hand, everyone lifts, because they want to have that, like, I'm born again. If a church that has kids in Sunday school wants to be born again, they lift all their hands up and they'll still get baptized. But it's a process, like it's something they are used to because it's being done. So I have decided to take it upon myself to understand why I'm born again, because I've not fallen short of like I was born again. I'm still growing with that I was born again. And the moment I decide to stand and find a good place, I'll stand and say I was born again. Then has been a journey trying to find out what being born again is, and this process of faith and being still in it, so that I don't start for the wrong reasons, because maybe that is also a sin. So I'm doing that now, discovering what's in this faith thing, what to do, not what to do in it. Yeah, it's a process, because even living those songs, it takes time. No, don't listen to them much. I can't tell which is the latest one. I mute even videos with such music to avoid reminding, because of course I listened to them and they are stuck here. And never leaving it's hard. So to avoid it coming up in my memory, I mute videos with those songs. So that's my journey. And then I'll come to teach you about what I taught yesterday by a pastor. I found the word so good and I wrote some points. So that may be the next episode of Monday Fave Bites. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share, and invite more people to my Monday reality Fave Bites.